Jesus was getting near to Jerusalem, and he was just at a village called Bethany when he turned to his friends and his followers, and he said to two of them, "I want you two to go down to the next village, and when you get there you'll find a donkey. It'll be tied up and no one will have ever ridden it. I want you to untie the donkey and bring it back to me. And if anyone says to you, 'What are you doing with that donkey?' you just say to them, 'The master needs it.'" Well, the two friends of Jesus, they set off into the next village and they started to look around, and as they looked around they saw there, tied up outside a house, was a donkey. Well, they couldn't see anybody nearby, so they went over to the donkey. Still no one about, and they started to untie the donkey, and just as they were untying it, there was a voice from the other side of the street saying, "Oi! What are you doing with that donkey?" And they froze, and they turned and looked, and then they remembered what Jesus had said. "If anybody asks you, just say that the master needs it." Well, it's the master needs it. And the person on the other side of the street said, "Oh, okay then, off you go." And they said thank you and untied the donkey and started to lead the donkey. "Come on, donkey." And started to lead the donkey back to where Jesus was. "Come on, donkey." Well, when they got to where Jesus was, the friends were still there, and Jesus said, "Thank you for bringing the donkey." And then someone threw a cloak over it, and Jesus got onto the donkey and started to ride it towards Jerusalem. Well, by now, a crowd had gathered to see Jesus on a donkey, and some of them were shouting, and some of them were singing, and some of them took their coats off and they lay them down on the ground. Others went to the trees and they cut down branches. Some of them waved the branches about, others put the branches down with the coats to make a carpet for the donkey to ride along. And as Jesus rode along on his donkey with everybody cheering, he could hear people shouting, "Hosanna! Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Hosanna to our ancestor David and his kingdom. Hosanna in the highest." And Jesus rode down with the crowds into the great city of Jerusalem. And when he got there, he went up into the temple that stood in the middle of the city, went through the great temple gates, and he looked around and saw everything that was there. But it was late and he needed to get home. So having looked around, he went back to Bethany to go and stay with his friends.